We're just going to, before we introduce you, we're just going to do a quick hi and make sure everybody can hear you. James Faulkner, how are you? And say hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm very, very good. It's 9:15 at night here. I'm somewhere in the Mediterranean. I'm not really at liberty to disclose where, but I'm very good, thank you. And I've been traveling all day, but I'm here now. I've had a good dinner. I've got a black coffee in front of me. I'm sobering up fast now I'm in front of you.
All right, so now that we know we can hear you, we're going to do the introductions. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the esteemed, incredibly talented actor, Mr. James Faulkner. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you very much. It's a delight to be on your show. What a pleasure, what a pleasure. Don't embarrass me now. It's late at night for me. I'm tired, and I've been on the second bottle of wine, I think.
There we go.
I was sharing. And I'm well lubricated. I'm ready for anything you throw at me.
All right, so let me introduce you to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Ron.
And by the way, the pleasure is all ours, because you, my friend, have worked with one of the people I am madly, totally enchanted and in love with. And she is a woman, not a guy. You would think it was a guy because I'm gay. And Jimmy's my husband, so he gave me permission. But her name is Michelle Dockery. Dockery. She was in
Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey with you.
Yes, she was.
She played Mary.
He's so in love with her, it's not even funny.
It's rare to meet a woman of such elegance.
What was that?
Yeah, and I didn't have a lot to do with her, unfortunately, in the show, but I mean, there was a little bit. I remember saying to her one day across the dinner table, you know, I think old man Cinderby has a bit of a thing about your character, Michelle. And she looked at me and she said, go on, James, go for it. Go for it, James, go for it. She has a wonderful
I think she's a brilliant actress. We're going to see lots of her.
Actress. And she's very, very different to the character that she plays, I can tell you. She's very straight, down to earth, very, very funny. Nothing like her rather tricky, egocentric character. She's a terrific girl. And there's no surprise to me that she's having a big success in the States with her show.
Well, we watched five
episodes.
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know.
It's out of the screen suddenly.
What did he say?
He said we switched sides. I don't know. I don't even know why that did that, but I'm not going to try and fix it now.
I mean, these cameras go crazy. I don't know. Hey, boys, we're on the wrong side.
We watched Good Behavior, 5 episodes of it last night though, because he likes her so much. Like literally, he'll watch Downton Abbey like 5 times. He's gonna keep watching it over and over so he can see her.
Now they should get you to work with her on her new show. I think you and she together will blow the tubes.
I would
blow
love
the
it.
tubes.
I think it's very good for me to work with clever young girls.
She's brilliant. I say to you, believe it or not.
They keep me looking modern and young. I love it.
I knew Betty Davis. We were friendly. And I've never compared anyone's work to Betty's because she was brilliant. But Michelle's work is equal to Betty because she can do an American accent. She plays a prostitute, a drug addict, a thief, a murderess. On Abby, she played a snobby, bitchy ladyship. I mean, the girl has no end to her range. Neither do you. And that's why I'm segueing into you. I happen to enjoy all of your work, and I know you for a long time because I'm 77, and you've been around the bush a couple of times.
I'm not far off you, darling. I've been around. I'm in, I think, my 48th year as a professional performer. But I'm still here. We're still doing it, aren't we?
Absolutely, and doing it.
Still knocking it out there.
I mean, you look absolutely stunning for your age. You're still a good-looking, sexy guy, like a Sean Connery kind of guy.
Yeah, that's what I say to my agent. By the way, it's interesting. You should know this. I refer to my agent as Betty. We write to each other as Betty and Joan. They're so awful to each other.
Wait, hold on. We forgot to introduce a couple people, so we need to introduce you to our man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
James,
Chad,
welcome, sir. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
And we have a chat room.
No image of you, Chad.
Oh, you can't see Chad. We have a chat room.
You sound as old as I look, Chad.
Thank you, James.
He's in the station in Florida because we come out of Florida through New York, through everywhere. That's why sometimes we have. Anyway, let's get to the point.
Hold on, we have a chat room full of people from all over the world. Every major country is represented, so say hello to everybody in the chat room.
Hello, everybody. It's 9:15 here. No, not am I saying. We've been on it. It's 9:20 here in Valletta, Malta. And,
there we go.
You're somewhere in New York County, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
Now,
Yeah.
you have played some of my friends, my very dear friends you've made movies with. Jimmy read me the list, and I fell backwards. I said, my God, he knows as many celebrities as I do.
I do. I'm the missing link.
Yeah.
Do you realize that? I'm
I
the
thought
missing
I was.
link between
Yeah.
the old and the new Hollywood now.
Right.
I work with them all pretty much.
Well, Angelina Jolie is my number one because she was my daughter Deirdre's best friend, and they grew up together when we lived in Beverly Hills. Yeah, they went to school together. Angie played in my house all the time as a young girl and then as a teenager. John and I were very friendly for a long time, John Voight. And Angie was a very exceptional person, very a wonderful heart, but mixed up. But a mixed up girl.
I've never met her. We don't live that far from each other in the south of France.
Right.
In Provence. But she has a place in Draguignan, and I have a place between Saint-Maxime and Grimaud, which is not that far away.
Well,
hence my permatan.
Yes.
Get to know her. Call her up, invite her for dinner because she's a lovely person, very smart.
Well, she makes a very good rosé wine, the estate these days.
Oh, really?
Chateau
Good for her.
Mirval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Actually, I did a thing that I like to do when we have guests on who have such incredible careers, and this is something because a lot of times the guests are somewhat humble, even though you play all these far out characters
Somewhat humble?
that are not.
Oh, he's not humble. You're not humble in the least.
So here we go. But I'm going to do a quick rundown, and this isn't everybody you've worked with. This is just ones that I think that everybody will
and I'll raise
know
my
and think are
hand when I
awesome.
know them or knew them.
So you guys, James Faulkner's worked with almost everybody on the planet, including Peter Finch, Michael York, James Mason, Michelle Dockery, Stacy Keach, Christopher Plummer, Suzanne York, Angelina Jolie, Christopher Lee, Sybil Danning. We just interviewed her
Sybil's
not too long
my
ago.
dear friend. I love
Sybil.
Sybil.
Sybil Danning and I.
Your lovers with her?
Yeah, we played lovers. That's as far as I'm prepared to go. On a picture which we shot in Rhodesia in 1975 during the Civil War, and we'd get to the set some mornings and it would have been mortared. I kid you not. And I was at the 10th ball of independence on the next table to Prime Minister Smith when he made his extraordinary speech, never in 1,000 years will there be black majority rule here in Rhodesia. And I threw a streamer at him and hit him on his tin cheek for daring to say such a disgraceful thing. And he was out of power 18 months later. So there you go. Great moments in history that I have participated in.
Well, I love Sybil and Sybil.
Always good shooting a picture during a civil war.
Yes.
Yep.
Hang on, I'm going to keep it going. We got John
Well,
Hurt.
just let me make a plug for Sybil. Sybil's
John
got
Hurt,
a comic.
yeah.
She's got a comic book out. You got to get her comic book. Sybil Danning as a superhero woman, and the comic book is fabulous, and she's fabulous, and I love her.
There we go. Hold on. John Hurt, Patrick Stewart, Robert De Niro, Burt Lancaster.
Oh, Burt Lancaster.
Bob Hoskins, Rock Hudson, Raymond Burr,
Hudson.
William Hurt, Ian McKellen, Ava Gardner, Eddie Albert, Anthony Hopkins, Gene Hackman. That's my favorite. Teresa Russell, Mickey Rourke, Joe Pesci, Stephanie Powers.
Yes,
you know him. Richard
Stephanie.
Chambers.
Yes, Richard.
Stephanie Powers and I played lovers.
There you go.
I love Stephanie. She's amazing. If you can get her to stop talking, you're wonderful.
Martin Sheen, Jacqueline Bisset, Donald Pleasance, Jeremy Piven, Thomas Ian Nicholas, who's a pretty good friend of mine, actually, Charlize Theron, Virginia Madsen, Patrick Bergen, James McAvoy, Peter Dinklage, Kit Harington, Jeffrey Rush, Kate Beckinsale, Theo James, Jim Broadbent, Renee Zellweger, Matt Damon, Christian Bale, Timothy Olyphant, Ryan Felipe Collins, not including everybody.
Most
like Downton Abbey, which like the cast on the
Most
people from
and
Game of Thrones.
Interestingly, when I worked with Rock Hudson, the last time I was in Valletta, Malta, was with Rock Hudson 37 years ago on The Martian Chronicles, directed by the great Michael Anderson. Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. And Rock Hudson was the leader of the mission to Mars. And what did I play? I played the Martian. Dear God.
He was a very, very sweet fella.
A very dear man.
I know that.
He'd have me over twice a week for gin and tonics to play bridge. I made up his bridge foursome.
He didn't cook you any chicken livers?
No,
He was famous for serving chicken livers. Seriously.
I don't know. He was pretty. I tell you, he was a pretty mean with an embroidery needle.
Yeah, he was a very sensitive. I was down at the Macmillan set when I was on another set at Universal, and I heard Rock say to the script people, "I can't do that line," and they said, "Why?" He said,
Right.
Way too feminine." He said, "I don't do the lines like that." I forgot what the line was, but he rewrote it. He hid his homosexuality more than anyone I ever met in Hollywood, and I know all of gay Hollywood, obviously. And Rock was very sensitive about people referring to him as gay. Yet in private, he was as gay as a lark. I mean, he'd flip around and sing. He was the biggest queen I ever met. And, in real life, he was so butch. I mean, in film, he was so butch.
Yeah.
God bless him. I'm so sorry that rotten disease
He
took
was
away.
delightful company. He was an elegant man. And
Beautiful
actually,
man.
It really didn't matter what his sexuality was. He was
No,
just
not
very
at
good.
all. Well, to me, it
It
did.
shouldn't matter anyway.
No, it mattered
No.
to me because I kept batting my eyelashes and he kept ignoring it.
Oh, go on, give me a bat.
Yeah,
Go on, give me
I
a
give
bat.
him a
Go
bat.
on, do one.
That's your
Give us a
eyelashes.
bat.
That's your
Very well.
eyelashes.
Oh.
So here's the thing. Okay, so in the last like 5 years, you're basically like have big character roles like in like the hottest shows like on television, which
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I don't know how that's occurred, but I've managed to stay current, Crusty old thing that I am. I keep turning up in all the current big hits.
So you got Randall Tarley in Game of Thrones. You got Pope Sixtus IV in Da Vinci's Dreams, which by the way, which I have to say I just started watching because I didn't know that much about it. I keep seeing all your tweets saying Popey this and Popey that, and I didn't even get it. Then I watched your reel. You have a reel up there where you're like totally like naked beating people up as the Pope, which I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest show ever. So just started watching it, which takes us back to the ageist thing that he was talking about because he plays the Pope. He plays the Pope in Da Vinci's Demons, and it's a major character. And then there's a scene where he's like taking a bath and everybody's disturbing his bath, and he like beats the guy, but he's totally naked, like totally like full frontal, like everything.
Totally full frontal. But what you don't know is it took a whole season for people to work it out. I also play my twin brother, who I keep in the basement.
Oh, that's nice.
Who's the real Pope? The Pope you see is the usurper. He's the fake Pope. It's really good stuff.
I can't wait to see. Everybody's talking about it, so I can't wait to go watch.
One is a psychopath. He's the one who's the one on the throne of St. Peter, and then there's the depressive who he keeps in the basement. Who eventually escapes and turns into a sort of rock god.
I cannot
Do you know who did the first stand-up nude? Frank Langella. And Frank is a fabulous actor. Do you know Frank Langella?
I don't know Frank Langella.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's easy to know. He's very friendly.
The last time I was in Los Angeles, somebody said to me, "You remind me of a kind of like a Brit version of Frank Langella."
That's what I was going to say to you. Yeah. I was going there. And doing what you did is something. Well, if you got it, flaunt it. I mean, I'm modeling next week. Underwear for a Cachullo underwear company for benefit. Really? At 77, I'm strutting around, but luckily I can do well with the bathing suit and not look like I'm lacking any goodies. So if you got it, flaunt it, baby.
Speaking of lacking goodies, I must tell you that when I was asked to do the full frontal nude scene, that David S. Goyer, who was the showrunner and the go-to man for the DC comic script, rang me up. He said, "James," he said, "do you have any problem with being full frontal? I mean, you've read the script." I said, "I've read the script. I'm aware of what you require." He said, "Do you have any problem?" I said, "Well, no, not at all, David. The thing is," I said, "you do understand that in the 15th century, that it was considered a mortal sin to be circumcised in the Catholic Church. So, unfortunately, I can't do the scene."
Oh, you sneaky little rabbit. Oh, you little devil. So they did a body double?
He said, "Oh, that's no problem. We'll make you a prosthetic."
Oh, go away. So you had to sit in the makeup chair while they put a prosthetic on your wang?
Yeah, it's worse. I said, "No, I don't want a prosthetic." I said, "Do it CGI. Make it huge. Make it enormous." No, it was a prosthetic. And I said, "Well, I said, it's very delicate, the membrane." I said, "It can only be put on orally. You understand?" No, I didn't get away with it. I didn't win that battle. I can't win a battle.
You are hysterical. I
The
love
funny
you.
following Monday morning, there's just me and the prosthetics man in the prosthetics trailer.
Oh, my God.
Did you see the game last night? No, I was watching the football. I was watching the rugby. Another cup of coffee? And we kept that going for 55 minutes, and eventually the bell goes, and okay, oh, here we go. And you're going to be in the bath all day, and we can't use a water-soluble glue. Ouch!
No, what, they're going to use crazy glue? Listen, was it a makeup man, and did he fall in love with you?
He did not fall in love with me.
Oh, okay.
He did not fall in love with me, and I didn't fall in love with him. And it was a makeup man. He's never spoken to me since.
But listen to what he could say. He could say, I played with Faulkner's wiener for over an hour.
Yeah, he said, yes, I still have the prosthetic. I'm going to auction it on your show right this moment.
That's hilarious.
I think you are sensational.
I'm auctioning a prosthetic foreskin as worn by Popey.
I think it's great. I want my viewers to hear this and see this. You can have a sense of humor at any age. There's a gentleman that is so young at heart. He's funnier than you stupid 20-year-olds that are tweeting all day, and you don't know your asses
He's
from
funnier than people that get paid to do stand-up, honey. Trust me.
No, but wait a minute. The young ones today, all they know how to do is tweet. They have no personalities. They don't even speak to each other. It's sinful.
Mind you, it's difficult. It's really hard having an opinion today. I mean, if you're a stand-up, you've got to have an opinion. You have to have a view of life. And that's really difficult today because every time you open your mouth, you're going to offend somebody.
Absolutely.
It's getting harder and harder, and everybody now has a means of expressing, and they can fire off the brickbats the following second. Wherever you are in the world, and you could be shot down in frames. I hope that I still continue to travel this world with an open heart and with love and still find great joy in this world. And I hope people understand that. And I don't criticize any particular group or race or creed or whatever it is. I'm having a good time, and I want you to have a good time along with me. So nobody be horrid to me. I don't deserve it.
Do me a favor real quick. We're losing part of your head. Flip the back part back a little. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
I feel the same way you do.
The will to live here. Yeah. I'm having to hold the screen in order to have any light on me.
I got lots of emails saying, Ron, what's your political party, Democrat or Republican? And I said, no, I'm a free thinker. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a free thinker. Whoever I think is right and can do the good job, I will vote for. They don't necessarily come in, but
you're a pragmatist.
Yes, you're
a what?
Pragmatist.
Oh, I thought you said a faggotist.
No, I said a pragmatist.
You gotta love it. You know what? I love you. I hope we meet one day. I do film also. I'm an actor. I've been in a lot of television. But one day when you're in LA, we've got to have lunch, the whole gang of us, because you are a hoot. And I
come over from time to time. I come because I have a son who lives in Los Angeles, and indeed now a grandson.
Oh, so you've got
congratulations! And you have a gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a gorgeous wife. I see all the pictures on.
How old is your wife? 25, 30?
My wife is
younger.
Her age is not important, and I would never reveal it. But I will tell you that my wife and I have been together since the day we met on October the 26th, 1976. We have never been apart.
Good.
She came to interview me for the Tatler and Bystander magazine, which is a society magazine in England. And I was the Bachelor of the Month and had been asked by Dunhill to model their first collection of tweeds, which I did in a light drizzle on Hampstead Heath. And Kate was my interviewer and wrote the article. And at 6:30 in the evening, I proposed to her, and we have never been apart.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, Jimmy and I have a pretty good record. We're never apart. We work together.
Well, we've only been together 5 years.
Yeah, but
wow, that's pretty good.
I don't have 40 to give you unless you want to contact me.
We've managed 41 to date.
No, oh, my gosh, though. That's really good because your wife, I thought your wife was about 40. So, she looks incredibly, like you, she looks fabulous for her age, and she's incredibly beautiful.
We keep each other young, Jimmy.
That's you go. You love it. I love it.
That's the answer. But seriously, I wish I had 40 years to give Jimmy. But he can take a seance if he wants. He can have a seance, and I promise I'll come through.
Come and haunt him.
I'll kill the next one that comes along, because after I croak, he's going to go find somebody else. I feel sorry for that poor queen. I will torture her to death.
Wait a sec. So go back.
You are a caution, my darling. You really are. Listen, I'll hold you to that. The next time I'm coming over, I'll direct message you, and we'll get together and have a proper lunch.
I'm serious. You know,
okay?
if we...
Do you ever go to New York? Because we're in New York a lot.
I haven't been recently. If somebody would care to invite me, I will happily turn up.
No, well, we'll invite you, but I'm saying I have a lot of friends that you probably have worked with or know out in L.A., and I would like to have a little bit of a gang of us all together, the funny ones. Well, like, you know, I was dear friends with Richard Blackwell, Mr. Blackwell, the 10 Worst Wrestlers guy.
You actually played somebody named Richard Blackwell in a movie, didn't you?
Did you play Richard?
I did.
Not that Richard Blackwell.
Not my Richard.
I've given my Richard Blackwell.
Yeah,
my Blackwell?
No, it was a different Blackwell, but he played a character
anyway,
named Richard
Blackwell. But I have played a Richard Blackwell, yeah.
Yeah, I thought
so. Well,
so.
Anyway, Mr. Blackwell had a sense of humor similar to yours. He was very dry-humored and hilarious. Of course, he's gone now, and I'm sorry. But you two would have had the best time together.
Hang on, though. I want to go back to Popey for just one more second.
Popey!
So,
Popey's splendid.
Because I really can't wait to watch this show. Like, I really just started yesterday when I was I looked at your reel yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like such an... And then I started Googling it and seeing all the comments. You guys, it's on Starz channel network by anybody who wants to know. Okay, so like when you're in that scene, is anything else prosthetic? Do you have a real rear end, or did they like give you a fake butt?
No, they did not. No, I put weight on to play that role. I've taken off 20 pounds since I played Popey. You know, you can't play the Pope thin, especially not when he's in the bath with, you know, young men of 18 years old. He's got to be fat and bald and horrible, you know, and rumbly voiced. And also because I was playing the brother, so I had to play one concave and one convex. You know, that's as clever as I get as an actor.
I love the way he speaks, the way he thinks, the way he gets it out there. It's so unusual. Not like here in our country. We're very quick, frank, and brutal. But you have such class. You could probably say, go fuck yourself, and it sounds like a compliment.
I could. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, let's say
it. You don't mind.
I'm enjoying myself, Ron. It's a pleasure talking to you, both of you.
Well, we have a crazy show. We're famous. You know, we're number one.
No, but you're funny. But I didn't realize that. You know, this is all new to me, and I've never done an interview online. This is a whole new world to me.
Well, we started it. Jimmy and I started this, believe it or not. Now many people are following us, but we're the number one web show in the world. You're being seen right now by over 4.5 million
Not
people.
yet. By the time we get done in syndication, it'll be a little over 4 million people.
Yeah, and we're in every country. We're in Germany, England. We're in Australia. We're all over the place. So Jimmy and I started off with this crazy show, being just ourselves, and it's not an interview show. It's a conversation show. Like we're having cocktails. You and I are having drinks with Jimmy, and this is what it's. And the people absolutely love it. And the friendlier we are. I mean, your show, I got news for you, my dear. Your show, I'm going to tell you what your hits are. Your show is going to get outrageous hits. I know it already.
He means your show, meaning your guest appearance on our show. Your guest
appearance now. We call it your show because it's going on Roku TV where people can access it whenever they want. We have a thing on Roku. So we're very, very visible. We're very, very big, but we're not show-offs and we don't brag. We just do publicity. There's a difference.
You know, Ron, when I started as an actor, it never occurred to me that one would ever achieve any celebrity or notoriety or anything. It was really about the work and about transformation. My whole career has been about transforming and being other people, being part of the story, being the pop-up in the storybook. So when I'm stopped in the street on the rare occasion, it's like being smacked in the face. It really is. It's like being smacked in the face because it means that I'm still visible, whereas I should
Sure, you're a great actor. Listen, let me give you a little Brooklyn, okay? What's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Real tough guy talk.
I hear it.
If you sucked, you wouldn't be on film. You're a good actor, and that's why they go after you, because they know they can enhance their shitty movie by having you in it. All right?
but that's not the point. That's not the point I'm making, Rob. The point I'm making is that I only want you to think of I don't want you to think of the actor when that character comes on. I want you to be in the story,
absolutely
following the story with that character, with that role.
So
that's why I get so much. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been ignored. When I have a putative title for my autobiography, which is Acting in a Vacuum.
Yes, but also you live in the south of France, and you would not have been able to live in the south of France if you took tokens in the subway.
True. Look at me, Permatan from Sunshine. I mean, I live in.
No, but so you must have made a damn good living at actors, which most don't. So you're very lucky to have lived a good life as an actor.
Yeah.
And working, still be working.
And at our wonderful young ages, because you and I are certainly not, I feel I am much younger than I am, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Of course, you act more. You are younger than you. I believe you're 70 according to your
69.
No, 69. Next year I'm 69. I'll be 70 next July.
And you know what? When you're my age, you'll be the same, if not better. We just keep going and going until we explode. And then it's over.
Yes, one feels I should have a little bit of reconstructive work done very shortly. Just to stick
stunningly beautiful. You're a beautiful 69-year-old man. I am natural. I didn't do anything to my face. I don't believe in that shit. If nature makes you look young and handsome when you're 100, stay natural. Because
you got more hair than I got, Ron.
Well, yeah, I'm Italian. Italians have hair, you know.
Oh, that's what it is.
I mean, yeah. Italians are not an Italian. Well, there's a few I know that are bald. That's because they wore peak hats all their lives.
But let's go on.
I never wore a hat. Therefore, my hair was always growing.
Very wise. Don't constrict your follicles.
Exactly, because the hat, what happens is the hat protects the skull from the sun and the weather. So the hair decides not to grow. But if you never wear a hat, the hair is to protect your skull. This is what I read in one of the things on my Facebook page. People that wore hats since 7 or 8 years old, these stupid peak hats, are bald today.
Almost certainly. The thing about going bald, of course, is that you lose the early warning system, you know. So when you get to a low doorway, the first thing that goes is the scalp, not the hair that moves.
Yes.
Oh, you don't have feelers. Your hair is your feeler. I agree. Yeah.
So you play like such a wide variety of like different characters, and a lot of times you play somebody. I mean, because you're so friendly. Like on Twitter, you're friendly, and like now you're very friendly. But a lot of times you play such characters that everybody like is totally fucking intimidated by. Yeah.
Randall Tarley, what a nightmare! A man with absolutely no sense of humor.
But then Uncle Jeffrey. Then your Uncle Jeffrey, who's kind of like
Uncle
a person.
Uncle Jeffrey is a complete idiot. You know,
have you ever played a character that you're embarrassed of? Because I did. I played a movie not long ago, and I hate the movie, and I'm so sorry I was ever in it. But they promised me one thing, and they delivered another. Has that ever happened to you?
Well, I know what you mean about you think you're giving one performance and you give another because it's been tweaked in the end. It hasn't really happened that badly. I duck the role usually in the first place if there's going to be any real ambiguity. I mean, there are a couple of types of people who I will not play because I simply don't want to make that journey.
Which are?
Well, I don't need to go into that, but there are a couple of journeys that I will not make, Ron.
Well, one thing though I noticed by going on your IMDb, which you guys should check it out because it's like super impressive.
Well, excuse me, I have to interrupt you. Well, Jewish is not one because you play Jewish man in Abbey. So now I got to figure out. Have you ever played a gay man?
I played Herod, King of the Jews, darling. I've done a load of.
Have you ever played a gay man?
Have I ever played a gay man? Well, Sixtus the Pope is gay. He's largely homosexual.
Okay, so that's not it either. So what's left that you wouldn't play?
No, there are a couple.
Ku Klux Klan or a Nazi. Would you play a Nazi soldier?
Yeah, I'd play a Nazi because it'd be kind of fun and they have pretty uniforms.
So there's nothing left that you shouldn't do. I can't imagine.
Yeah. And well, what fun to be on, the other end of a telescope, in a submarine or something. I've only ever played comedy Nazis, curiously.
Comedy Nazis.
I've done that business, yes.
Right.
No, I don't mind. That's quite all right. Actually, in anything period, I'm unlikely to have a problem with. Anything that's in the past.
You've done a lot of that. You've done a lot of period ones.
And you look period. I mean, you could play
I love
Prince.
that. But that's the great thing about being an actor. You have the keys to the time machine.
Not all. I mean, Tony Curtis, who I knew and who I loved very much. Tony was a friend of mine. He could not play period for his life. He still sounded like Brooklyn, Bronx, and New York. And I teased Tony about it, and he got mad. He really got angry with me. He said, I did a very good job in Spartacus. I smiled. He's smiling. I said, because when you said something to Kirk Douglas like they ate water, the water, that's a giveaway.
So
Bethlehem, which way?
right.
So
I love Tony Curtis. Loved him.
How was Underworld and how was Kate Beckinsale? Because Chad, who's our engineer, whenever we ask him like who he would want to meet out of anybody, he thinks she's like the hottest. And so how was Underworld and how was Kate Beckinsale? And how did you like doing vampires?
Kate Beckinsale is fabulous. I first met Kate when she was about a year old.
Oh, wow.
Because I knew her father a little bit, and he was working at the old Thames Studios down in Teddington, and I was there doing a series, and he asked me back for tea one day, and there was this little brat, crawling around the kitchen floor, and that turned out to be Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, cool.
And then many years later, I did a series called Devices and Desires, and I played the head of a nuclear power station. And Gemma Jones played my wife, and we had to be played as kids, and Kate Beckinsale played Gemma Jones as a kid, and my son Guy played me as a teenager.
Okay.
So I worked with her when she was 14, met her when she was 1, worked with her when she was 14, so it was only a pleasure to be on the set in the Czech Republic.
And how did you like that?
Largely shot in Prague. It was a bit of a disappointment for me, the film, if I'm honest, because I remember asking the director, I wanted to have a discussion with her about vampire DNA.
Okay.
And because I felt that one should somehow suggest that fizzing in your veins was a different metabolic makeup, if you like. And we sat down to have the talk. Her phone rang and she left the room. So I never had the talk. So when I saw the film, I felt I was somewhat out of kilter with everybody else, because most people were playing it as if they were the vampire next door. I didn't feel any particular style or any or that they belonged to a different breed of being. And I wanted to try and explore that. And let's just be polite and say I was disappointed.
Okay.
All right, that's a fair analysis.
But that's cool, though, just doing the whole vampire werewolf thing, because that's something different.
She's great, and nobody looks better in a vinyl catsuit.
Yeah, I bet that. Yeah. Well, did you hear that, Chad?
Got it all.
There's another actress that has been so overlooked by Hollywood. When I was very young, I used to do wigs on Broadway, style the wigs for Hermione Gingold and also for Tammy Grimes when she was doing Unsinkable Molly Brown. I was downstairs in the Tombs, and there was a baby carriage there. And in the baby carriage was Amanda Plummer. No, maybe a year and a half old. 30 or 40 years later, I ran into Amanda at the Ivy in L.A., and I said to her, I knew you when you were a baby, and I told her the story. Now we became friendly. We sat down together. We had dessert. I said, what the hell is going on with your career? I said, you are one of the most brilliant, intense actresses I have ever seen on the screen. You're phenomenal. And she said, I'm just not beautiful. I said, really? You don't think you're beautiful? There's all kinds of beauty, my dear. And your beauty is in your talent, and your beauty is in your look. I said, you've got to get more work. And she held my hand and had tears in her eyes. She is the sweetest, tiniest little dearest thing in the world. And for anybody out there that's looking for a tremendous actress, please contact Amanda Plummer's agent. She needs to go to work.
She was in Hunger Games.
Well, I remember when she first appeared, and I was very struck by just how arresting she was on the screen.
She's fabulous. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. And you remind me that I haven't seen her in recently that much. I was really struck by her when she first appeared.
She was in the second.
Is she related to Christopher?
Her daughter, his daughter, Christopher Plummer's daughter.
Oh, she is. Oh, right. Oh, well, that's.
Yeah, he was married to Tammy Grimes. Her mom is Tammy Grimes, and her dad is Christopher Plummer. And she's absolutely
and he did a movie with Christopher
Ron,
Plummer.
I'm very, very bad at show business genealogy. I really am. It's not my study.
That's
but
okay.
I worked with Christopher in 1974, I think. A film called my first lead in a film called Conduct Unbecoming.
Well, he's a great guy. He's a nice fellow.
Which is a really nice movie, and Christopher's in it. And the film is a story of Michael York and myself on the northwest frontier, and I'm accused of raping Susanna York, and Michael York defends me, and I didn't do it, but I take the rap because I want to be kicked out of the regiment.
Okay, that's a hell of a way to do it.
So wait,
in the trade, the film was known as Back Passage to India.
Yes.
Okay.
So wait, I have a question though for you. Okay.
That gives you a clue.
Yes.
The form of rape that I was accused.
Yes, I got you. Back Passage.
No, I got it.
It's all to do with pig sticking, you see.
No, I wasn't going to run with it because I can go on and on and on and turn it into a XXX-rated statement, and I don't want to do that. No, because you're much too classy for me to do that.
So one thing that almost every actor has on like a list of like they were extras or had like really small roles like before they got started. But when you go to your IMDb, basically like you don't have like you weren't like an extra or I mean you basically started out with good roles right off the bat. Or either that or they're not on IMDb.
I was very lucky. No, every.
Yo, Jimbo, we lost you.
Hey, I don't know what happened.
They warned us that the hurricane would cause some difficulty.
Hurricane.
Yeah, they said the hurricane will cause difficulty.
So is James still there?
I'm getting him back for you.
All right. Oh no, we only have like 5 more.
I'm back.
I don't do it. Hey, Chad, what happened?
Nope,
Sorry, everybody,
still
we're working on it. I'm not supposed to be doing anything, right, Chad?
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know what happened. Hey, everybody. So we hope you're enjoying this because, like, this has been a great interview, and James Faulkner is awesome. And
he's absolutely the best. He's fabulous. What a personality.
Where are you? You've gone away.
That was us. No, that was us.
James, they warned us that the terrible hurricane that's in the United States right now would cause difficulty, so that because we go from here to Florida and from Florida to you and then out to the public. So I apologize for the terrible.
I hear the storm is retreating now. Is that correct?
It's supposed to, but they're afraid it's going to go out and come back in and hit Louisiana. It's the worst hurricane ever to hit the United States.
No, I've seen all the. I listen to I sleep very badly, so I listen to the news during the night. So I'm fully up to speed on it.
Right. There you go.
Awful thing.
Okay, so because we only have a couple minutes left, because we're gonna have.
Yeah, you want to you're tired of you. Get rid of me now.
No,
I don't. I wish we could have you.
What can I tell you? The top 7 agents in London wrote to me the day I was leaving drama school. I went straight, joined an agency. The following day I had a job, and whatever.
That's awesome.
I've managed to keep the balls in the air. Let's put it like that.
That's
literally.
Very good. Now listen, James, I'm going to ask you a question, and please answer what I want you to answer.
I will do my best.
Back again on our show?
Would I come back? Oh, you two are great. It would be a delight to come back.
I'm loving your interview
Everybody's
so
loving
much.
it. Next time we come, I won't schedule a second guest, so that way we can talk longer.
If you want to do
all
it,
right.
you know, you are such a personality. You have such a way about you. You're a cross between Clifton Webb's humor, because Clifton Webb had fabulous humor. You know that. He had an attitude. He was a brilliant actor, Clifton Webb. And you're a cross between him and Sean Connery.
Well, that's a compliment.
Yeah, well, Clifton Webb too, because Clifton Webb, just don't think of what he looks like. Just think of his sarcastic personality and his sharp wit. And he was brilliant at it and always, of course, filmed it that way. You, my friend, are, and this is no smoke up your butt because I don't do that. I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I tell it like it is or I keep my mouth shut. You, my friend, are a divine human being, actor, and person, and it is my pleasure to know you. And I've never said that to anybody else except Fran Drescher from The Nanny.
I know who Fran Drescher is.
I
auditioned for that part, and I didn't get it because I was too, unconventional and bald, and they wanted the guy with the hair.
Charles, we had them both.
Charles Shaughnessy was on.
That's right, their mistake. We've had both of them on the show, though.
Charles Shaughnessy was on our show, and Fran Drescher, of course.
Yeah.
Now,
I met them both subsequently, but there you go. You can't win everyone, Just
that's
no,
right.
but you got millions of better things in a crappy TV show about a nanny. I mean, it's a cute show. I love Fran. She's fabulous.
I love Fran. Look.
Shit.
No idea what's going on there.
I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing it though. We have internet, so it's not us.
It could be the storm.
It could be the storm.
Yeah, it has to be because everything is functioning. Everything is functioning well.
Hit your video button real quick.
I did.
Oh, I don't see you now. Chad, do you see him?
I've got myself.
I don't.
I can see you, and I've got me.
That's all right, because we're going to wrap it up now.
So wait, I want to ask him one more thing. I'm full of favors today. Could you, or would you kindly contact Michelle for us and ask her to contact us, because I desperately want her on this show. I have so much to say about her fantastic work that I'm about to burst. Would you do that, or
all you do is recommend it, and that way when I contact you,
I will. Look, I don't see her socially. I'm not part of her circle. She's in the States now, anyway, as far as I know. I may be able to smuggle a message to her, Ron, and say
that would be good.
It's great fun. But the person they really want to talk to is you. Okay?
No, not so. True. That's not me.
No, I love Michelle. I have to see. Listen. If I could push somebody's career, I am so for it. You, I don't even have to push because you're already a superstar. But if you weren't, I'd push your career too.
More than the push, Donnie. If you could see my back now, you'd see that key slowing down. It's time I had another wind.
There you go.
Well,
I'll help wind it. First of all, everybody, because you notice that I tweeted for people to follow you, and you got like 2,000 people followed you or something, or 1,000 people followed you.
2,000 people because of you. And
yes, and I will continue.
What a tragedy that this man has so few followers. Was always one that came in out of that.
That's okay. I'll get you some more cool ones. They'll all like you.
You made a huge difference. I was getting on the plane. I was at Nice Airport, and I had a pathetic number of things. You contacted me. By the time I got off the plane at Heathrow, I'd added 2,000 people in 2 hours.
That's because I was so excited.
2 hours.
I got very excited you were coming on the show because.
Well, Jimmy, tell him how many tweeters you got.
He knows. He follows me. I have 1.2 million.
1.2 million. I mean, he could be generous and give you 200,000.
I could handle 100,000. You wouldn't miss them.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So everybody, if you want to follow James on Twitter, he's at James S. Faulkner, JamesSFaulkner. Anytime you have anything you want to promote, please send me a DM. We'd love to have you on.
That's it. Wake up. Wake up. I'm funnier than Jimmy.
There you go.
And for all of you out there that heard this show, contact whoever it is that you know in Hollywood and tell them to get James in another movie because we need to see his work.
Quick, before he keels over.
Oh, stop with that. That's ageist. James, that's ageist. James, that's ageist.
That's never going to happen anyway.
You're not going to keel over.
Me. It's only been a pleasure. I hope you have no more problems with your communications, and I hope very much that the good people of Houston have had enough of their bad weather. I know what it's going to be like. We get it from time to time in France, and flooding and people being swept off bridges and stuff like that.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
Terrible.
So thank you so much, and best to you and your wife and your career, and we'll stay in touch, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Lovely.
Yes.
And we're having lunch one day in Los Angeles. Bye.
We are. And good health, long life, and Godspeed. Do everything wonderful. We love you. I really mean that. And I don't say that to anybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
James. We're going to have you back. We're having you on again.
Bye.
Wow.
Chad, wasn't that awesome?
I love him.
That definitely ranks with the top 10 on the Jimmy Star Show.
If I wasn't with Jimmy and he was gay and I dated him, I would be in love with him in like 20 minutes.
Bye, Jim.
No, really. He is just a stunningly gorgeous, interesting, handsome, witty, charming person. I wish everybody in the world was like that instead of the jerks that we have to deal with.
Actually, I totally agree. So
he is.
They can go the other way, especially after I saw him naked in the freaking Pope.
Oh, stop it, Jimmy!
I missed that part, but I did watch his reel, and I was impressed.
That's Jimmy the slob. You know, Jimmy's dirty.
His reel is very good. All right.
I don't think of things like that. I think of his talent, his wonderful performances, that beautiful voice he has. He's got a stunning look. He's a stunning man.
All right. So